In the gospel text of today, Jesus pronounces woes on those who followed merely the external but did not translate that external into internal. There were teachers at the time of Jesus who would teach people to follow the law. There were teachers at the time of Jesus who would teach people to obey God. However, in most cases, that way of law was never a way of love. It was merely the fulfillment of external observances. It was merely the performing of some ritual. It was merely the doing of a rite. And so, it remained at that level. If my worship remains in the church, if my worship remains in the Gurudwara, if my worship remains in the temple or in the mosque, it is worship that is inconsequential. It is worship that is sterile. If I can only praise God in a place of worship, but I cannot praise God when I come outside of that holy place and realize that the place where I am standing in the world is also holy and that God is present in my brothers and sisters whom I see, then my worship is sterile. My worship is of no use whatever. If I have to worship God in spirit and in truth, if I have to worship God tangibly and in action, it has to be through the words that I speak and the actions that I perform. My faith, my worship, my obedience to God cannot remain on the theoretical or on the verbal level alone. If it remains at that level, then what extraordinary thing have I done? Any one of us can easily praise God with our lips, but to praise God with our lives, to reach out with our lives and to be that messenger of hope to those who do not have hope, to be that messenger of food to those who do not have food, to be that messenger who reaches out to those who are abandoned, then I am living out this message. Then I am being a teacher not only in words, but also in action. Is my worship usually sterile? Will I translate my worship into action today so that it becomes not only godly, it becomes human?